Hello. Welcome to the Fit and Free Show with Auntie Angel, ZGALA. That's me. I'm down on the floor in the Head Hutt and gonna do some stretching of the legs. And I'd like to invite you to join me if you feel like it, or perhaps you can take some inspiration to do some stuff later. I do encourage you, if you're sitting down or slumping into the same position, to just take a nice deep breath, let it go, move your body, maybe swing your shoulders around a little bit, maybe bounce them up and down, maybe shake out the feet, shake out the hands. It's a great way to just dissipate stress, move it through your body. And all that said, I'm going to get into a little leg stretching because I've been slacking on my stretches and snowboarding season is pending. So I'm doing what I can to keep myself on track. It's an ongoing process like anything. Let me give these knees a little love because they're feeling a little bit wrenched around, a little bit stagnant. I encourage you to check in with your body, see if there's any part that's feeling like it just wants a little touch, a little rub, a little squeeze. Maybe reach around and give one shoulder a squeeze. Give the other shoulder a squeeze. You might be amazed how much just a little bit of attention and self-love can improve your overall day, your overall situation. All that said, I'm going to start seated here, come into a nice L shape, bringing my attention to my spine and rooting into the center of the earth through those sits bones. I like to imagine that I'm being held in gentle traction between the center of the universe and the center of this earth, between the earth and sky somewhere. It just helps me. It's just a nice visualization to help lengthen the spine and making sure these knees aren't locked, but the legs are straight out in front. I'm just going to do a gentle forward fold to start. So bringing the hands down the legs just a little bit to wherever's comfortable. And you might notice I'm bending from this hinge in the hip now as opposed to bending from the waist, which I might do some as well for contrast. But to start with, I'm just stretching forward from the hips, bringing my hands down the legs just a little bit to really for traction to help pull that upper body forward. That gives a nice stretch in the bottoms of the feet. You can wiggle those, the backs of the legs is what I was trying to say. You can wiggle those feet around a little bit and vary that up. Sometimes it's nice to do like windshield wiper feet with the feet back and forth, or in the middle and back. Just play around with that. Move them around. Press them like you're pressing on the gas pedal and the brake, if you're into that sort of thing. Let's come back to upright after moving around there and bounce those knees around. And just for contrast, let's bend now from the waist, rounding the forehead toward the knees. Just taking a nice deep exhale there to round the spine a little bit. Still stretching those legs in the process. I like to give that a couple, 2 or 3 breaths to just let the body relax into the stretch. Maybe stretching a little more on each exhale. And then coming back up to upright, bouncing those legs out again. Let's do that forward fold again. I'm going to pull these toes back toward me a little bit as I aim for the toes with the chin. So nice and flat back again from the hips. Got a mosquito down there trying to tempt me to try to kill it, but I know I'll probably miss. I miss more often than I hit. I'm all about the peaceful coexistence of all things, but I also don't mind killing mosquitoes. It's a dichotomy. It's a, what do you call that? Yeah, I think it's a dichotomy. A dualistic dichotomy. You can correct me in the comments. It's all right. Love to know your perspective. Again, pulling this upper body forward with a relatively flat back, bending from those hips. Aiming my chin for my toes. Maybe adding a little flex to the back there because that feels good. This mosquito's trying to bite my boot, which is almost as silly as me trying to whack it on my boot. And coming back up, bouncing those knees out. Let's again round the spine, bending from the waist, coming toward with forehead toward knees now. Just relaxing into that. I'm not pulling with any force. I could get a little lower. I'm just trying to relax that rounded spine. Let it naturally curl up a little bit and stretch with gravity. Working with the breath a little bit there. And then coming back up to an upright position. Let's add a little twist to this whole situation. I'm going to bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Bring the left hand down close to the body, right around the gluteal crevasse, as it's called in therapy land, which is just fancy for your butt crack, I like to say. And then using those two hands for a little bit of a torque, just twisting through the spine, preferably from the bottom to the top, adding the eyes and the neck to the whole twist, keeping relatively upright. Looking behind as I give all those internal organs a little wringing out, a little hug, and then coming back to center. So again, bounce those knees out, bounce the shoulders out, and switch sides, bringing the left hand to the outside of the right knee and bringing that right hand in close to the body, and then twisting through the spine, still keeping it upright, looking behind me, giving all those organs a nice hug, wringing out the spine, and noticing if the two sides are the same or they're different. Not to judge, just to notice, just to listen to the body. This is this twist you can do laying down, you can do sitting in your chair, you can do sitting on the floor, you can do standing to an extent, just by even using your hips to pull yourself into a twist or a wall for torque and support. I encourage you to check out some twists throughout the day. Just keep that spine dynamic and limber. It's good for you. You can do just using the arms. I'm just obviously feeling like a little extra twisting is in order, so adding a little more of that. Let's bring one leg in closer to the body, bending one knee. I'm going to bring this left leg up, putting the foot in the groin and keeping this right leg out straight where it was, so not letting it come out to the side.